you feeling? How was your spring?
Spring was okay. Last year was a little bit better, I think, just in terms of my end zone contact being a little bit higher last year, but still driving the ball in the air and couldn't really complain about it.
Well, you put up big numbers last season. I would imagine you would like to not be back in Springfield, but here you are. What's the mindset have to be in this case?
Prove them wrong. I mean, just keep showing up and putting in the work and trying to put up good numbers so that, I can prove my worth. And, and it's nothing new. It's a business side, right? So a first rounder, he's got to prove that he can't do it, right? And I have to prove that I can do it as a 32nd rounder. So having one good year doesn't mean that, the breakthrough's there. I have to do it again and again and again. So I know that going into it, so it's nothing new.
We asked Jose about it, and he kind of gave the same thought and about how he tries to talk to guys like you about sticking with it. He's seen a lot of guys in similar situations to where you are right now. So how helpful is it to have somebody like that you can talk with about this?
Yeah, no, it's great. And Jose, he's always going to shoot you straight. So, I'm not going to go into his office and he's going to just pat me on the back and, try and cheer me up. He's going to tell me how it is, what he thinks, and, that's going to allow me to make the best decision for my career. And so having him as a resource has been awesome.
Well, from an offensive standpoint, what are some of the things that you want to do this year that you want to accomplish?
Yeah, so, obviously I want to be as close as I can to last year in terms of the numbers that I put up. I think the adjustment this year that I want to make is I actually want to swing less. I know I have some end zone miss and like a higher strikeout percentage, but I think that if I'm a little bit more selective on the pitches that I do swing at, that some of the swing and miss will cut down, being a little bit more selective. And then the pitches that I do swing at, I'm going to have a lot better chance to drive them and do something with them. So I want to swing a little bit less, and I know I was like top 5 in the league in walks, but I want to walk even more. So
because if you can get ahead of the count, that's going to make you even more of a dangerous hitter. Right?
That's right, and really just trying to jack up my on base. As a big strikeout guy, they look at me and they just assume my on base is low. I had like a 375 last year, which is good. So I'm trying to build on that and show that, just because I do strike out a lot doesn't mean I'm not getting on base. So I think, like I said, swinging a little bit less, trying to take my walks a little bit more.
I feel like it would be a fairly easy adjustment to be more aggressive. Is it a tough adjustment to be less aggressive like that and think, okay, don't swing as often?
It is because, when you're taking a pitch in the box, you're not deciding to swing. You're deciding not to swing. And so it is going to be tough, and there is going to be an adjustment period where maybe I'm a little bit too passive and I'm trying to wait for that, pitch right down the middle or something like that. So it's going to be trying to find a good blend of it. Staying aggressive, but like I said, in a good zone.
Last year you had lost a lot of weight. You look jacked, man. So okay, what was this off season about?
So I had the same training program, but we had upped the long distance running, and so I was sticking around like 220, dipping into like the teens, and I felt okay, but the running was kind of beating me up. And I wasn't recovering from workout to workout. And man, I'm lifting 5-6 days a week. I'm hitting 5 days a week. So it was just a lot on me to stay that low. So I did put on, like 10, 15 pounds just to help with the recovery. I think, I still ran 4 times a week, so my legs still feel good. I still feel just as quick as I did last year. But like I said, I'm recovering a little bit better now.
Is that conditioning something that pays off during a long season, for instance, like when you hit August?
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't want to say it's luck. Every time I say this, people are like, go knock on wood, but I've never been hurt. So, I take a lot of pride in my preparation and, going so hard in the weight room that the field is kind of the easy part of my day. So, yeah, I think my off-season work, directly correlates to no injuries.
How frustrated were you when you heard that you were staying at AA?
Pretty frustrated. The biggest thing that was going through my head was not that, because I told my wife as soon as we signed those 3 guys, Carpenter, Young, Rivas, I was like, okay, I'm going back to AA. Like, and she's, yeah. You don't know that and everything. I was like, I do. There's no spots anymore. And that's what Gary told me. There's just no at-bats up there. And I knew that. But the thing that gets me the most is trying to rationalize staying in AA for a fourth year, part of my fourth year, while my son's growing up. That's the hard part, is like not seeing a foreseeable plan for me to advance with the Cardinals. And like I said, missing my boy grow up, and that was tough.
Is your wife key in kind of pumping you back up to keep your dream going?
Yeah, no, and she does a great job. We don't coddle anybody, and we don't coddle my son, and she doesn't coddle me. So when I go to her and I'm complaining, it's not, it's okay. It's like, all right, look, you have two options right now. You can quit and you can retire, or you can go to Springfield and try and do the best of your ability, but you're not going to Springfield to go pout and mope and, woe is me. So she definitely keeps me motivated, keeps me driven, for sure.
Well, in this business, it's a lot about timing, and sometimes that break can come when you least expect it, right?
That's right. The first time I got called up here, Luke and Baker got hurt. I didn't really deserve to get called up to AA, but had a good opportunity, stayed healthy, and ended up making the most of it. So, obviously I'm not rooting for somebody to get hurt, but I'll be ready if the chance does come.
A lot of guys, I'm looking at the sheet of paper we got. We've got single-digit rounds, then in the teens. There's no one in the 20s, and then there's yours, 34th, right? So, talk about, I think of a guy like in the NFL, the receiver for the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He keeps track of all the guys that were picked in front of him. Do you have something that you do to motivate you when you look at the guys that were taken ahead of you?
I try not to compare myself to them, but I do keep that little chip on my shoulder. I always said if I made it to the big leagues, I'd want to be number 32 for the 32nd round or number 20, because I was picked number 965, 965 equals 20. And so, I definitely, I'm always going to remember that. It was one of the happiest days of my life. So, but it's also, a huge chip on my shoulder, and I'm trying to prove guys wrong, because I know I can be in the big leagues, and I know I can do it. So, I don't forget that stuff.
My apologies for saying 34th.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you shorted me 2 rounds. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Have
a good day, man.
I really appreciate you answering that.